Okay guys, so what I want to show you is how I use the torch to arrive or achieve the burnt look that I've got on the top of the table here. I want to show you how I did that, and what I want to do is I'm going to go along the edge here with the torch and do that here as well, just to show you how that was done. Going to go along the edge, do that with the torch, and either I'm going to put some metal along the edge of that afterwards, not covering the whole thing up, only covering part of it up, or I'm going to fabricate thin wood strips to look like metal and paint it black with some nice silver screws to go over top of that to look like angle iron. That's a lot cheaper than putting angle iron on there. Angle iron is pretty expensive. I got two pieces, but they're not really long enough. They're long enough to go on the ends, but they're not long enough to go all the way around the way that Nancy wants. She wants the whole thing surrounded. She wants it to look like it's got metal angle iron or something on the edge of the table all the way around the entire table. So I'm going to have to do some more ripping on the saw, make some pieces of wood fairly thin, nice 45-degree angles on the ends so they come together properly. It's going to have to be stripped. Going to have to put strips of it here, about that wide, all the way across. And then I'm going to have to make a strip to be just a little smaller than this to make it look like it's an actual piece of metal or something. Leave a little bit of the edge sticking out here, but run a piece across here as well. The problem is it's going to have a nice 45-degree angle where they meet right here, otherwise it's not going to look right. That's going to be a little tricky. I'm not sure how that's going to go. And then again, down here in the ends, they have to have a nice 45-degree angle where they come together here as well. Unless I stop it short about here and then put an actual angle iron piece here and here and try to mimic the thickness of that with wood to make it look like it's going all the way across. I've got to come up with something, but before I do that, I'm going to go along, like I said, and show you with the torch how I get this burnt look like I got on top of the table here. This would have been better if I'd had a rosebud. Rosebud distributes the flame much better in a bigger pattern. Here I used a small tip on the torch and did a circular pattern, so there's a lot of places where you can tell that I didn't use a rosebud. Well, most people wouldn't know I didn't use a rosebud, but you can see that I didn't get it burnt as much as I probably should have. I might go over that again from a higher distance and try to see if I can fill those sections in where we're actually missing some darkness. I mean, a little lightness is okay. Wherever you go over the grain, you'll see the grain like this. This is good, but some of these places I haven't covered very well. I want to get that. So I'm going to light up the torch and show you right now how I do that edge. So bear with me, and we will do that right away. Get a pretty good view of the edge of her there. So normally using the torch would mean I'd have to have goggles on, but I'm not welding or cutting anything that's going to cause me to have any problems with my vision. So I'm not going to need to use goggles for this. Probably use my glasses so I can see a little better. But this is the torch. This is a cutting tip. Don't really need a cutting tip for this, but it's what we're going to use because it's all we've got really. It's the biggest flame I've got without actually having a rosebud, so we'll go ahead and use that. We'll light her up. Woo. Yeah, maybe a little too much. Crank it down a little bit. Get a little oxygen in there so we don't get too much smoke. Need a lot of oxygen because we're not trying to crank her down low. We don't need her to be too aggressive. That's probably good enough for what we want. So let's just see what we get out of her here. Get my glasses on. Does a really nice job of bringing out the wood grain. As long as you don't overdo it. Try to fill in some of the spots this time instead of making a mess like I did on the other one. Really brings out the wood grain nicely. A rosebud would be much quicker and more consistent when you across the watching from the iPad there. I personally like the look myself. You know, some people will, some people won't. Problem is getting the proper speed here. Move too fast, you end up with a lot of white spots that you miss. Move too slow, you end up burning it too much. You don't want to burn it too much. You don't have any spots that you miss either. So playing with the torch, you can use it. That's the key to getting that. So there'll be some spots that you miss. Try to let's see if you do that though, you lose the wood grain if you go too heavy. So I don't want to lose the wood grain if I can help it. Try to touch it up a little here. There it is that I missed a little bit. I think that's pretty good. I like that. Do the same all the way around. Go over here so we can get this here done. You guys can't really see that, so then for you. Drop the camera. Get a little view of that real quick. See how it's done. More or less. Too dark with it. Like I said, if I had a rosebud, much more even flame pattern that would disperse much better than what I've got here. Do a really nice job with that. I guess it comes down to learning how to move the torch. I'm doing a circular pattern, might not be the best way. Try a different pattern here and see what we get. Quickly because it burns fast. Maybe the circular pattern was better. Let's try that some more. Keep moving it, keep moving it, keep moving it. Don't get in one spot for too long. Might have, I don't know, it's about the same as the other side, I guess. Okay, we'll switch over, turn this off long enough to switch to the other side there. Bring you guys over so you can see that other side as I do it. You guys can see, but you might want to get a closer look. Give you guys a nice close-up there. So, let's get some more flame going. That's what happens if you don't have enough flame. You get a lot of soot. That's about as wide a flame as I can get. Let's see how we do here with this. I like to get that wood grain. That means not burning too much. try a little if I can get some more. Without spoiling it. Really brings the knots out. Okay, that's that in. Quick and easy. So we'll shut the torch down again. Go to the other side, the other corner, last one. Go over here. Let you guys have a view of that. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Fire up the torch. Oh, I think I got the oxygen here. Red's the fuel. There we go. Poof. A little bit of oxygen. More oxygen. Okay. It's quite a big flame you get going on there. Let's see what that does to us. Want to burn anything on top of the table like phones or iPads or something. Try to cover some of the areas that we get so well. So guys, there you have it. I just did 4 edges of the table all the way around. It took me less than 3 or 4 minutes. And I think I like the look. I think it looks pretty good actually. I think I need to do that to the entire table, the legs and everything, and then I need to go ahead and add some form of highlights on there afterwards with metal or whatever. Black glossy metal over that, I think will probably look good. I think Nancy's great about that. So I've got to go somewhere and pick up some glossy paint here right away soon. And some screws. I've got to get some screws. I'll get Phillips head screws, fairly short ones, not too, maybe about 1 inch long or a little shorter. And something that'll look fairly decorative. Using the Phillips screws gives you the impression that you're working with metal. You're using Robertson screws and you know you're working with wood. In this case, we'll work with both, but I think in order to put what looks like metal highlights on there, I'll use the Phillips because that'll be more realistic in terms of metal fabrication. And probably most of the metal parts that are on there right now, like those pieces down there, they'll end up being painted glossy black, as well as this piece here. I'm gonna put the other piece on the other end. Battery went dead on my drill yesterday. I didn't have enough power to drill 4 holes for the other piece, but the other piece is all ready to go. Just got to get the 4 holes drilled into it, and then we can take it, set it on here like we did on the other side, and screw it on and paint her up nice black. And I think we'll do all right. So until I've gotten some screws and got some black paint and started to put some metal on, I think we'll hold right there. Peace out.